There are two ways to approach life: through gaining knowledge and through gaining awareness. We gain knowledge through analyzing, dissecting, differentiating, comparing, understanding, grasping. We gain awareness through dispelling what is untrue and deceptive. Knowledge is conceptual, abstract. Awareness is experiential. It liberates us from superstition and fear. Knowledge is a result of mental exercise. It is a mental endeavor. Awareness is a result of relatedness. And relatedness is restoration of oneness. Now, in this context, in the context of awakening incubator, all the burning questions which we have on our mind can be answered from a deeper level of consciousness, from the place where we realize that our knowledge is not really knowing, that our knowledge is only there to serve a purpose of our survival or accomplishing certain result in life. But knowing is something else. Knowing occurs in a state of awareness where you are one with what you attempt to know, right? So in a deep, deep relatedness where you and what you attempt to know comes together, and this seeming duality disappears. Mm-hmm. So now please, any question, and you will see how awareness, which represents simply a stream of consciousness itself, not the stream of thoughts, but stream of consciousness that arises when we see that thoughts are not adequate instrument to penetrate into reality, right? So by seeing that, we just gently put stream of thought aside, and now we are being present, right?
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that's how we're going to approach this conversation and all conversations.
Yes.
Not from the typical archetypal mindset or the basically the brain. We're going to be approaching it from something other than the brain, something that's more on the level of our innate connectedness to the universal consciousness, and hopefully you're saying we'll be able to see things for what they really are, like beyond judgment, beyond
So we will basically,
the way it seems at first.
we will basically see things without conceptualizing, without compulsion to conceptualize, right?
So how do we answer everyday, difficult questions like without thinking? Let me without struggle. Like let me ask you one question, one burning question that's been with me my whole life, with me relating to people I know, people I love, people I work with, colleagues, collaborators, family members, and that is the question of the existence of, guess whom? Do you know what I'm going to talk about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Existence of God.
Yes, existence of God.
Okay.
So it's just.
But I wanted, before go into that.
That's what I always get into fight about with everybody. So.
Sure. Yes. So, yeah. Before we go into that, there's something which you've been asking for. Well, many times you went into that, and I think it's a good place to start. So everyone out there gets sense of the power of this approach. So the power of this approach of awareness, instead of understanding and conceptualizing, the power is we will give a simple example of that.
But let me ask you this: don't we have to specify the problem? Are you saying just with everything in life?
It's
the
just,
approach you're talking about is approach
just
everything
like I said,
in life
just like
from
I
awareness.
Said,
that's what
yes,
you're saying.
I just said, like I said, there's nothing wrong with knowledge. But if knowledge is the only way to approach life, right? Then we are missing the most fundamental way of connectedness to what is. You see what I'm saying? So, without being connected to what is, we remain being in a very incomplete state. A state of fear, state of anxiety, state of worries, and
But we're constantly, I find myself still constantly, and I try to catch myself every time, constantly thinking about the past, constantly, running, worried about what's going to happen in the future with this and that.
So regrets, okay, let's look at that. Regrets about past, worries about future, right?
Yeah, so how do you approach that from awareness?
That state of mind will never be resolved by conceptualizing and thinking. No matter how much psychological knowledge you will gain, it will never stop the chattering of the mind, right? So, because the approach is very limited here. Now, if you will bring awareness to your own mind, right? And now you bring awareness, and so you see what is, it will expose things that are deceptive. It exposes things which are deluding. And for example, you start looking into words, nature of words, like past, Worries about what? About past. No, what? Worries about future. Right?
Regrets
about past. So what
almost
is
every day there's
so,
a regret about
so
past.
now what is past? Does it exist? Right? There is no such a thing. There is no past.
So what
It's
the
a
hell
concept.
does that mean? What does it mean?
Well,
It's-
just 1 second. Past is a concept. It's not a reality. So it's a mental construct, right? It's a word which doesn't represent anything because we know that past doesn't exist. There's always now. Now, now, now. Every moment occurs now. It never occurs in the past. So past exists in our mind like memory. And memory is just chain of thoughts. Interrelated thoughts. Now, the same with future. It's a concept. It's not experience. Right? That's awareness shows us that. See, when we think about things, we don't notice that. We don't differentiate between experience and concept. So, past becomes real, future becomes real. But awareness dispels the reality of the past and the future, right? And it effectively eliminates it from existence, right? So now I am asking you and all the viewers, experience that right now. So if you dispel the reality of the past, if you just notice that it's not an experience, it's just a mental construct, it's a concept in your mind.